Welcome to the deep dive. You know, so often when we talk relationships, the emphasis really lands hard on how men need to cherish and support women.
Right, and that's incredibly important, absolutely necessary talk.
Totally. But today, we're kind of flipping the script a little. We want to focus on the other side of that partnership coin.
Yes.
We're deep diving into, well, practical, actionable ways women can intentionally build up their male partners, how to strengthen the whole unit.
Yeah, that's the mission today. We've gathered sources looking at relationship dynamics, not just in theory, but in these really vibrant, culturally specific settings.
Okay.
Think couples navigating life in Legos or in diasporic hubs like Toronto, South Hall, Peckham. We're trying to pull out universal truth seen through, well, a powerful African cultural lens.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be super clear for you listening.
Yeah.
This isn't about becoming a doormat or, sacrificing yourself. Not at all. No, definitely not.
It's more about using smart strategies to build a framework where both people can really succeed, feel capable, feel respected.
It's mutual upliftment.
Exactly. Like, think of making a really good complex dish, perfect to gives you soup, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It needs time, effort, the right things coming together just so.
Mm-hmm. Great analogy.
If that base, the partnership is shaky, well, everything else kind of suffers, doesn't it? It really does. So, okay, let's start with that base. The absolute foundation. Communication.
Right. Our sources are really clear on this. Communication has to be effective. It has to be transparent. And I love this phrase they used, smoother than shea butter.
Smoother than shea butter. That's brilliant. Okay, so how do we get that smoothness? The sources break it down, right?
Okay.
3 core techniques. Yeah, 3 main things. First one, be direct. Just say it.
Okay.
Stop expecting mind reading.
Yeah, because hoping he's some kind of juju man who just knows what you need or what's bothering you.
Right. That assumption breeds resentment, I imagine.
Totally. And this is really key in, some high context cultures where there's maybe an unspoken expectation that intuition should be enough.
But it isn't always.
It often isn't. So directness applies to listening too. Like if he's talking about work stress or maybe that dream he has of opening an Afrobeat club. Mm-hmm. Directness means active listening, like phone down, really focus. Process what he's saying, like it's the latest era Star Trek you can't get enough of.
Yeah, okay. Not just nodding along, waiting for your turn.
Precisely. You're absorbing.
Got it. So be direct about the topic. And then the third technique is about how you say it, using I statements.
Yeah, the classic I statements. It sounds simple, maybe even cliche, but it's incredibly powerful, especially for diffusing potential conflicts, maybe those tied to cultural expectations.
Okay, how so? Give us an example.
Well, instead of jumping in with, you never help with pounding the foo-foo, which immediately sounds like an attack.
Right, puts them on the defensive.
Instantly, you shift it. You say, I feel really overwhelmed and, frankly, exhausted when I have to prepare all the traditional dishes by myself. See the difference?
Yeah, completely. It's about your feeling, your experience, not an accusation about him.
Exactly. It opens the door for a solution, maybe a conversation about sharing tasks, rather than just slamming it shut with defensiveness.
That makes sense. And there was a pro tip in the sources too, right? Something about preventing communication, drifting.
Yes. This was fascinating. They suggest actually scheduling.
Yeah.
Like mandatory talk time.
Like an appointment.
Yeah, even if it's just 15 minutes. Maybe over some suya and a star beer in the evening, or, during a walk.
Right.
Making it a specific time signals that the relationship, his thoughts, his feelings, they're actual priorities. It's not just something you fit in if there's time.
So it stops things from festering until they explode during an argument?
Exactly. It formalizes that connection, makes it intentional.
Okay, so communication is foundational. Once that's flowing, what's next? The sources talked about energy.
Yeah, the energy of appreciation and encouragement. This is about moving from just being a communicator to being his biggest cheerleader.
Like the praise singer at a Nigerian wedding, that kind of energy.
Yes, exactly that kind of vibe. It's about being vocal, enthusiastic, moving beyond just thinking nice things to actually saying them.
Okay, so how do we do that practically? What are the methods?
Well, start simple. Specific compliments. Notice the effort. If he looks good in that new dashiki, tell him.
Don't just assume he knows.
Right. Or if you achieve something at work, mention the specific thing you admire about it. The sources had some great phrasing, too, like, you're looking sharp like Papanakara.
Okay, sharp like Papanakara. Explain that one for us.
Well, Papanakara is a classic Nigerian breakfast, fermented corn pudding and bean cakes. It's comforting, it's balanced, it just works. It's perfect together.
I see. So it's not just you look nice, it's like you look complete, put together just right.
Exactly. It shows you're paying attention to the details, not just the surface. It's a deeper compliment.
I like that. And this appreciation extends to bigger things too. Celebrating wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And wins can be anything. A big job promotion, yeah, but also finally mastering something at home, like making a whole pot of egusi soup without burning it.
Which, let's be honest, is a serious skill. It is. And the advice is celebrate those moments like he just scored the winning goal in the Africa Cup of Nations. Okay, big energy. But why? Why go so big for, say, soup?
Because that level of positive reinforcement, that hype, it fuels motivation. It tells him his efforts, big and small, are seen. And more than seen, they're valued and celebrated by you. It connects his effort to success in your eyes.
Okay, that makes sense. It builds momentum.
Yeah.
And then there's supporting his dreams.
Crucial. If he wants to start that, I don't know, African fusion restaurant or learn the talking drum, you need to be his personal hype person, like a motivational speaker, Whale Adenuga, right in his corner.
Become his biggest believer.
Yes. Because often your belief, your vocal support, that's the critical energy boost he needs to actually take the leap, to stop just dreaming and start doing.
And this ties back to reciprocity, doesn't it?
Totally. Think about it just like a woman wants her partner to notice and hype her up when she's rocking a new outfit or a beautifully tied jewel. He needs that same energy boost, that affirmation. It creates this positive cycle where both partners feel seen, valued, and motivated. Okay, communication, appreciation. That leads us naturally to the third big strategy, respect and trust.
Yes.
And the sources really hammer this home. In many African cultural contexts, respect isn't just nice to have, it's paramount. It's valued, they say, more than gold.
More than gold? Wow. How do they frame that?
They compare the level of respect needed within the partnership to the kind of deference you'd show an elder.
Okay, hold on. Comparing your partner to an elder. That sounds potentially hierarchical. How do they square that with, an equal partnership? Does it mean the woman has less say?
That's a really important question.
Yeah.
And the sources are quite clear. It's not about creating a hierarchy within the marriage itself, like he's the boss and she's subordinate.
Okay.
It's more about protecting his public standing, his sense of capability, his honor, you could say, and by extension, the honor of the family unit.
Ah, so it's about how you treat him, especially in front of others.
Exactly. The number one rule is don't belittle him in public.
Yeah.
Ever. Criticizing him openly, maybe comparing him unfavorably to someone else, like, oh, he can't dance a zonto like my ex could. Oof. Yeah, don't do that.
Right. Or mocking his business idea in front of friends. It's not just about hurting his feelings in the moment. It's seen as damaging his face, his reputation in the community. And that undermines the whole partnership stability.
So public respect isn't just politeness. It's actually a strategy to preserve the relationship's foundation.
That's a great way to put it. Preservation strategy. And the flip side of that respect coin is trust. Micromanaging is singled out as being incredibly demoralizing.
Okay.
They use another vivid comparison, finding a fly in your foo-foo.
Whoa, a fly in your foo-foo. That paints a picture of just utter ruin and disappointment.
Right, it's that bad. Because micromanaging basically says, I don't believe you're capable. So what's the deeper implication there, culturally? Is it just annoying him, or is it more?
It suggests a lack of belief in his fundamental competence, his autonomy. If he says he'll handle something important, like sending money back home or dealing with a financial task, constantly checking up, questioning his methods.
It implies you think he's going to mess it up.
Exactly. It's just you see him as irresponsible, maybe even childlike. He needs to feel trusted, seen as the capable head of household, the responsible adult. The sources talk about treating him like a capable African king.
Okay, capable African king, that's a strong image. So trusting his judgment allows him to actually embody that capability.
Precisely. And the third part of this is respecting his space, his need for downtime, for his own interest.
We all need that.
Absolutely. Whether it's his literal space, the man cave with the Premier League posters, or just time with his friends, maybe at the local African pub. You have to trust him enough to let him have that separate time.
It allows him to recharge, right, and come back refreshed.
Exactly. And when you nail this combination, public respect, genuine trust in his abilities, and respecting his need for space, the sources say the dynamic shifts. It moves away from any kind of parent-child vibe and becomes more like a king and queen dynamic, both respected, both powerful in their own right, ruling their kingdom together. Treating him like the capable king helps him be that king. I like that. King and queen. Okay, that brings us to the final strategy, nurturing personal growth and self-care.
Yes, and this one is likened to tending a flourishing yam farm.
A yam farm. Okay, unpack that.
Well, yams need consistent care, the right conditions, patience, but when they flourish, the harvest benefits everyone, the whole community. It's about nurturing potential for collective gain.
Got it. So it's about encouraging his growth because it ultimately benefits the partnership. How do you do that?
It needs to be holistic. First, show genuine interest in his hobbies, his passions. Don't just dismiss them as silly distractions.
Whether he's into playing football locally, learning to code for, apps focused on the continent, whatever it is, your interest validates that part of his life, the part that exists outside the relationship bubble.
Makes him feel seen as a whole person.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And then there's supporting his physical health. This is practical stuff. Cooking nutritious meals.
Yeah.
And I loved this specific detail they mentioned.
Yeah.
Even sneaking some extra vegetables into that pounded yam.
Stealth health.
Right. Or, maybe joining him for a workout sometimes. These are tangible, everyday ways to show you care about his well-being.
Okay, practical support. But then the sources get into something much trickier, right? Mental health.
Yeah, this is a big one. Pushing for therapy. We know that in many communities, mental health carries a heavy stigma. It gets tangled up with cultural taboos, maybe even misattributed to things like juju or spiritual problems.
A huge barrier.
Huge. But the sources strongly urge partners to be the ones to break that silence, to encourage seeking help.
Okay, but how? How do you bring that up without causing major offense, without making him feel like you think he's weak, or worse, cursed?
It's all in the framing. The sources suggest presenting it not as fixing something broken in him, but more like performance enhancement or essential maintenance for a leader.
Okay, explain that.
Instead of saying, you seem depressed, you need help, maybe try something like, look, you carry so much responsibility for us, for the family. I want to make sure you have the absolute best tools and support to handle all that pressure effectively.
So it's about equipping him, not diagnosing him.
Exactly. You could also suggest resources that might feel more culturally comfortable at first, maybe counselors who understand the background, or even support through faith-based groups, if that aligns. The core message needs to be, getting professional support doesn't make you less of a man. It actually makes you a healthier, stronger, more resilient partner, which is ultimately good for everyone.
It benefits the entire relationship. It makes him a better leader, a better partner. It's not about weakness. It's about strength and health. That reframes it completely. It's proactive, not remedial.
Precisely. This whole approach to nurturing growth hobbies, health, mental well-being, it embodies that idea of a rising tide lifts all boats. His growth, his ability to cope, his potential being realized. It's intrinsically good for the partnership. It's like going back to the soup analogy.
Yeah.
Adding that really good quality crayfish to the egusi.
Yes, the flavor enhancement.
Exactly. It just makes the whole thing richer, deeper, better for everyone involved, exponentially better.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. What a deep dive that was. So for you listening, let's quickly recap. We've looked at 4 really key pillars for practical partnership support, drawn from these vibrant cultural sources. First, communicate effectively, directly like it's smoother than shea butter. Second, show that real appreciation and encouragement, be his biggest cheerleader, his praise singer.
Yeah, bringing energy.
Third, lead with unwavering respect and trust. Treat him like that capable African king, especially in public. Value it more than gold.
And finally, actively nurture his personal growth and self-care. Tend to that yam farm, because his growth lifts you both.
Well summarized.
And the thread connecting all of this, it's that strategically supporting him doesn't diminish you. It elevates the entire partnership. It makes the ground you both stand on much more solid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And maybe thinking about it less like a soup and more like refining gold. It takes effort, the right conditions, consistent application of these principles, communication, affirmation, respect, support. When you do that, you move past just, getting by together. You build something resilient, respected, and deeply fulfilling. Finger-licking good, maybe.
Yes, back to the food. Okay, so what's the final thought for you, our listener, to take away today?
Well, let's think about that piece of ancestral wisdom, the one that really rings true everywhere. The hand that gives is the hand that receives. Powerful. So the question for you is, how will you choose to consciously give support to empower your partner today so that both of you can shine brighter and build that lasting partnership? Something to definitely mull over.
Something to think about until our next